the weekly podcast where myself, someone who grew up in the golden age of cartoons such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and others, and Gustavo, who grew up with The Amazing World of Gumball and Chowder.
Good shows, by the way. Good fucking shows, by the way.
Discuss different topics every week. This week, as you can tell, we're going to be talking movies and TV shows. But before we start that, Gustavo, how was your week?
Complete fucking dog shit, dude. My week has been very, very stressful at work. Like, I've had a week where literally every single day something has gone wrong. And of course, I am the supervisor, so I have to fix it. And when you're not a mechanic and a machine breaks down, it's very, very stressful.
That very much is. Yeah, that sucks. But that's what happens when you take on the supervisor role.
Yeah. With a title comes responsibility.
Yeah,
That
very much
plus
so.
the fact that I had to work 6 days a week instead of 5 this week, it's been real fucking shitty. But, you know, it's life. I got through it.
Pretty much.
Just another day at work.
How's your weekend, Chief?
Well, work kind of decided I'm now going to get screwed until further notice and only give me, because I changed my availability, so, I can do this more often. And they're like, well, you want to do that, we're going to cut your hours to barely existing. So, it puts me in a rough spot, but I enjoy this. This is my stress reliever. I'm not going to give this up for a job that couldn't give two shits about me. But
You gotta see what you enjoy.
exactly. I need to kind of look at it as, yeah, as long as I'm getting hours still, like, yeah, 16 isn't a lot, but at least I'm getting hours and my boss is trying to figure out a way to get me more. I'm in a good spot. I don't need to worry. Hey, booty comrade. How are you? But yeah, no. So, yeah, just rough times at work, it seems, for both of us. But getting into today's topic. So, first thing I want to ask is, what is your favorite movie of all time? If you had to pick one movie.
If I had to pick one movie,
Yep.
it would probably be Grown Ups. Have you seen that movie?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I
That's a
love
surprising
that movie.
pick. Great movie. I actually really like that movie. I know everyone says it's one of Adam Sandler's worst movies, but honestly, I really liked it. I thought it was one of his better ones from especially this current era he's in.
Dude, people don't like that movie.
Yeah, no, people do not like Grown Ups. I don't understand it.
Fucking
I love that movie.
that
It's great.
movie.
My favorite movie of all time, though, is Princess Bride. It is literally a masterpiece, in my opinion.
Princess
It is.
Bride, you're gonna have to explain that one. I've never seen
So one is got Andre the Giant. That's all you truly need to know. Is it has mother frickin' Andre the Giant, who is amazing. If you don't know who Andre the Giant is, you are literally uncultured. He's literally one of the greatest icons, at least in pro wrestling. I won't say he's a cultural icon, but he is kind of like significant in especially the wrestling world. But it's got, so I'm gonna screw up this quote, but there's a quote where, because it's actually, the movie is the grandfather telling the story of the Princess Bride to the grandson, because it's actually a book. Little known fact, it is actually a book. And it's the movie is the grandfather telling that story to the grandson, and it's a story. It is a romance story, but there's also action, and oh my god, there's an escadrille down here, and it scares me. Oh, look at that! Oh, he's scary. We're running away from that. It's got action, romance. It's probably one of the most quotable movies in history. You've probably at least heard one quote from it, such as, "My name is Inigo Montoya.
Best quote.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Oh, yeah,
Prepare to
feel
die."
that, yeah.
There's also "Inconceivable." There's "As You Wish," which is one of my favorite quotes. When I like to mess with Karina, that's usually the quote I will say to her when I really want to mess with her, because I'm a horrible husband, as she will tell you. But it's a great movie. I would suggest literally anyone watch it. And probably my favorite quote, which I think goes really underrated, is when the main character Wesley is threatening the villain, and he essentially threatens to cut off bit by bit of his body, and he's like, "And then finally my ears," correct? He's like, "No, your ears you get to keep, for you will hear the scream of every woman who says, 'Good God, look at that horrible thing.' You will hear it in your perfect ears, because that is torture, that is pain." I'm like, oh, it's so good. It is so good for anyone who has not seen it. It's an extremely good movie, and I would suggest it. Continuing on with movies and stuff. I don't know if you actually heard this. We have a new highest grossing movie globally as of today.
Wait, what is it? What movie is it?
Avatar.
As in the blue one?
Yep. It got re-released in China and made $8.5 billion.
Wait. This year it got re-released?
It got re-released very recently. And because of it...
Change anything?
No. Just because movie theaters needed to make money. So they re-released older movies.
Wow.
And it now is outgrossing Endgame.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's...
Dude, I haven't watched Avatar in years.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't sure how to feel about it, but it just means inevitably we're going to get an Avatar or Endgame re-release in China and stuff. So, which isn't a bad thing, especially for theaters to make back a little bit of the money they lost during the pandemic. At least in my opinion.
I mean, I'm indifferent, to be honest.
That's valid, though.
Yeah, I want to see new movies, but yeah, it's kind of hard making movies right now, so it's...
That, and some people just aren't comfortable going to the theaters. Then they probably have to pay a lot less to re-release a movie again than they do to get a new license.
I mean, at this point, you just plop in a fucking DVD.
I mean, you're not wrong, but movie theaters aren't making money off that.
Yeah, where movie theaters actually make money is where, like, popcorn, the soda, and shit like that.
You're not wrong.
They actually make jack shit when it comes to, like, actual movie sets.
This Escadrille's about to wipe my whole teeth.
But yeah, do you prefer to watch movies or TV shows?
It really depends on my mood and what I have time for. I love a good binge watch TV show. I binged Umbrella Academy. If I'm being 100% honest, I absolutely loved the series. Because I had originally tried to watch it when it first came out and just could not get into it. I can't even remember why I couldn't get into it. But for some reason, I was just like, yeah, this isn't for me. I regret that now because I thought it was absolutely great.
I'm only like maybe 3 episodes into Umbrella Academy. I just haven't touched it ever since.
That's what I originally did, if I'm being honest, and I regret it because it's such a good series. But yeah, no. Oh shit! And I'm dead. But yeah, no. So for me, when I kind of think about stuff like TV shows and stuff, it really comes down to finding the time to sit down and watch them. I am notorious for not paying attention when I watch things. So like movies are just easier, or like TV shows I've watched a million times. I know I've watched Big Bang Theory like 5 or 6 times all the way through.
That's a show that I haven't seen before, but it's on the list.
So the funny thing is, the reason I actually started watching Big Bang Theory, and I don't talk about this often, is the fact that when I was in the army, one of the people above me thought I looked just like Leonard and could not believe I'd never seen the show. So he bought me the first season and made me watch it, and I've been addicted ever since. So it's kind of one of those funny things that, like, it happened by chance because of something kind of weird, but I'm grateful for it because it's, as I said, one of my favorite shows. I will rewatch it all the time, but it's just one of those weird situations for me. What is your comfort show?
My comfort show?
Like a show you can always go back to. Huh?
Well, okay, so before that, let me answer the what do I prefer, movies or TV?
True.
So for me, I like watching movies, but I would rather make a time investment. I would rather be entertained for days than be entertained for hours. So I prefer watching TV shows, and I like watching TV shows that has like a shit ton of seasons. Because those type of TV shows are the types where you can like watch a bit, stop watching it, and then like pick it up any other day, and it's like there's not really a big fucking storyline,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more of like each episode is its own shit, and you can just pick it up whenever you want.
Mm-hmm.
You can like just skip episodes and it won't fucking matter. That's the type of shit that I like to watch, just because I don't feel like I have as much of a commitment. I can just like fucking stop watching it one day, pick it up another day, and do that shit. And I'm also entertained for way longer than like a 2-hour movie or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my all-time favorite TV show that I can watch literally at any moment is How I Met Your Mother.
So that's funny
I think
because
I've told
we've
you about this.
discussed How I Met Your Mother quite a bit, actually, I believe.
I fucking love that show, Brian.
I know you do, and it's funny because we've discussed it a couple times, How I Met Your Mother, because I had shown you that I had gotten a Robin Sparkles Funko Pop. For those of you that don't know, I do collect them. I have a lot. We're not going to talk about how many. That's just something we don't discuss here. But yeah, so I think that's when we started talking How I Met Your Mother. And like that's a show I still have not finished. I know how it ends because, you know, it's like a 10-year-old
What season are you
show.
on?
I think we're on like 4 or 5.
Isn't there like 6 seasons?
I thought there was like 8.
There were 8? I can't remember how many seasons there were.
I can't remember either. But no, another show that I really want to sooner or later go back and actually watch because it was one of my favorite shows. Even though, so funnily enough, the person that showed me the show, I don't speak too often, which is my younger brother, is Smallville. I absolutely love Smallville. It was a great show. Even though I'm a Marvel fan through and through, I will state that right now. I absolutely am a Marvel junkie. I do not like the DC shows or anything. I'm not or DC movies. I do not like them. I hate Batman in every way, shape, and form. Even the Christopher Nolans, mostly because he botched my favorite villain in the first one, so I don't watch the Nolan Batmans because I love Scarecrow. He's my favorite Batman villain, so when they botched him, I was like, yeah, we're good. But no, so Smallville was just, I thought, a well-written show and a good twist on the Superman kind of formula.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, DC movies, they're kind of shitty. There's
Yeah.
an occasional good movies that they have. But some of
Mostly
their
Wonder Woman.
shows-
Oh, their
Some of
cartoons
them
and shit
have-
are, dude. Their cartoon movies.
Are top tier. Top
Their
tier.
cartoon movies are. Flashpoint Paradox is one of my favorite animated movies of all time, and it's so good.
Their animated shit is fucking top tier, but like their live action shit.
Is bottom of the barrel. Though I will say, I absolutely
There's a
loved
couple
Wonder
shows I
Woman.
like.
I did absolutely
Like-
love Wonder Woman.
The Flash series, I fucking love that shit. That's a fucking phenomenal.
We stopped. So we watched The Flash actually. We stopped about season 3, I think. We just.
What was the villain for season 3?
I think it was Zoom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We were not a fan of Zoom. We did not really like when Barry started messing with the timeline more consistently. It just, like, I know it's canon to the comics, but it didn't feel good. Know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I haven't seen the latest season, but the first 2 seasons.
Oh, they were great.
fucking great.
Oh yeah, I absolutely loved them. We literally like were doing binge watches of watching them. Was that a trap inch? No, it wasn't. And then another show actually.
Seasons after the one that you stopped watching and were pretty good too.
Like right now, so spoiler alert, we don't have cable because why would you have cable in this day and age? There's like almost zero reason to have it. The one show we do watch that we watch usually the day after, but we are super behind on right now, so no spoilers in chat, even though I know who got unmasked, is The Masked Singer. It's very much a show, Corinne and I, that is our together binge watch show.
Dude, when it first came out, I was watching it weekly, but then I eventually just stopped watching it because I don't know, I just didn't open up Hulu anymore. But that
That's
was
valid.
a good show. I watched like a good 3 episodes, and I was a fan.
I really like it. Like, season 2 was my favorite season because it had some really good artists. That and I got like 90% of the cast correct, actually. So,
Goddamn.
because like I know I got Black Widow correct, which was Raven Simone. You know, Karina for the longest time was like, no, it's not Raven. The one I was really proud of was the Rottweiler, who was Chris Daughtry, who I absolutely love. Chris Daughtry is one of my favorite artists, which we'll talk about in a later episode.
Spoiling the entire show.
Bro, this was 2 seasons ago.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, 2 seasons is far enough back. But so we've talked about Marvel movies. What would you say is your favorite of all the ones?
My favorite Marvel movie. I have not thought about this. There was a point, I think either the end of last year or the beginning of this year, where I tried watching every single Marvel movie in chronological order.
Mm-hmm. Like when they came out, or the order that they?
No. The order
Okay.
they were supposed to be in.
Okay.
This was after Endgame came out. I've already watched Endgame, so now I wanted to watch it all over again to make sure I 100% understand Endgame. And I don't think I can tell you my favorite Marvel movie, but I can tell you my least favorite 100%.
Oh.
I absolutely fucking hate. I despise this movie. I could not get through it. I tried watching it 3 fucking times, and I stopped halfway because it's so fucking bad. I cannot watch Avengers Age of Ultron. I just can't.
Really?
I fucking hate it. It's so fucking boring to me, dude. I fucking hate it.
So my least favorite is Iron Man 1, actually.
What?
I did not enjoy Iron Man 1. I know that's a
It's such good
controversial
show.
take. But I did not enjoy Iron Man 1. I thought it was kind of meh. Same with Iron Man 2.
Slow.
I did not actually like any of the Iron Man movies.
Any of them?
Not really. The third one just felt like it was leading to a payoff that it wasn't going to do.
Bro, what? I don't remember which one the third one was.
That's the one where we get the Mandarin, quote unquote. I just did not enjoy that.
Age of Ultron, because I probably haven't watched it.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't get up to that.
Yeah, no, it was not. It was not a good movie in my opinion. Because they kind of toy with Iron Man's kind of his PTSD from everything, but they don't go in depth enough to kind of really make it relevant. Which I would have preferred.
Was pretty good though.
Second one was okay. It was okay. I think I would have liked Whiplash a little more had we been given a little more reason to like him. I think that's what Iron Man's villains have always kind of lacked, in my opinion, is that kind of want to hate them. I don't have that with any of his villains. Which actually kind of goes into my actual favorite, which is Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, that's so fucking good. That might be
is
my favorite too.
That is probably one of my favorites. One, I absolutely love Tom Hiddleston. I think him as Loki is literally perfect. It is amazing. I love him. There's a hoot hoot. I want you.
That movie's so fucking good.
Like, one of my favorite lines in it is, God. Let's play Get Help. I don't want to do Get Help. I love Get Help. We'll do Get Help. Come on. And it's so good. It's one...
Man. Now, if I were to pick a favorite Marvel movie, I think it might be either Thor Ragnarok or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy was fun. I like the first one better than the second one. I hope the third one does a little better. I hope the third one does better.
After Thor Ragnarok, Thor has just been so much better.
Oh my god, for real. Like, Thor the Dark World was meh at best. It was meh. It's probably one of the worst of the Marvel movies, if I'm being honest. It's probably one of my least favorites. It's definitely down there.
I didn't really like Thor that much.
I like the first Thor.
I remember when before the first Avengers came out, when they were just doing like the single hero movies to set up for Avengers, I watched a little bit of Thor. Mind you, I was a lot younger. This was ages ago. I just couldn't sit through Thor. And now that I was trying to rewatch watch everything in chronological order, I sat through Thor. It was alright. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't.
It very much felt like an early Marvel movie. Is kind of what it was. And I like certain parts of Thor. Like, I love his line, "Another," and then slams the cup. That's just so good. Such a good line. But, there's also parts of it I don't like. The pacing. I think Jane Foster is really boring. Yes, Mom, I know I need a haircut. Thank you. But yeah, no, I think Jane Foster is really boring. It's part of the reason I'm iffy on how I feel about Thor Love and Thunder. Is because I think Natalie Portman's kind of boring. If I'm being honest. I think she's really boring.
You see, what I like about Thor is... Well, in the first two movies, he's like fucking... Thor himself is fucking boring, dude.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like they didn't get... They wanted to keep him dark and gritty. And Chris Hemsworth doesn't do dark and gritty well. When he can get into his humorous element, he's so good.
But then in Thor Ragnarok, they fucking flipped that shit, and that's when I started loving Thor.
Oh, and then even like in the later two Avengers movies, like I love his scene with Vision.
Yeah.
His scene with Vision, where Vision hands him Mjolnir, he's just like unsure how to feel, and it's so great because he's very entertaining. I give Chris Hemsworth that.
To switch up the character to make it
work with Chris.
Good job. Yeah.
Yeah, they needed to work with the actors better, which is actually something like I've complained in other movies. The one I can think of is Karina and I. She loves the movie Mamma Mia, and I complain about Pierce Brosnan's character. His songs are not good for him. His voice is very deep, and his songs don't work for him because he's supposed to go into a higher range. So he doesn't really work good in the first one. They help that a lot in the second one, but it's still problematic. But like, I think there's so many characters that you need to kind of learn to work with the actor. Like another big one I can think of is in Harry Potter, Ginny Weasley. I don't think the actress was good for her later on.
Dude,
in my
Harry
opinion.
Potter was another thing that I've been trying to watch. Like, I think back in high school I tried watching every single Harry Potter movie, but I only got to like maybe the second or third movie.
So Harry Potter's... Go ahead.
This wasn't a thing of not liking Harry Potter. I think I just stopped and never got back to it. But I have all the movies downloaded from on my old hard drive.
So Harry Potter's a weird thing for me. For one big reason being, I've read all the books. I read them. Literally, there was a point where I was having my mom go out and get me the book as soon as it came out into theater or into bookstores. I'd be getting it to read it that week. And I was just that obsessed with it. Also, doesn't help that as a kid I looked like Harry Potter and I was bullied a lot, so I very much saw myself in Harry. So it kind of helped with that whole situation. But yeah, no, it's one of those Harry Potter. I think like there are certain casting choices that really worked, some that really didn't. Like Fred and George were probably two of my favorite characters in the series because they're just so good. If I'm being honest, I love their actors. They were so good. And yeah, but Harry Potter is a weird one for me because for the longest time I didn't even watch the last two or three movies. I can't remember. I think I didn't watch Half-Blood Prince or The Deathly Hallows for a while because I didn't really like God, what was the fifth one?
No good.
I can't remember either. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the fifth one. So I kind of was put in an awkward position. But yeah, no, it was one of those things for me. Harry Potter. Another movie like that was Percy Jackson. Because I read the books.
I fucking love the Percy Jackson movies.
I hate them because I read the books. They're good movies if you take them out of context.
Yeah.
The moment you bring in the books, they're so bad.
Yeah. Okay, so
They're so bad.
this is how it played out for me. I watched the movies first before I read any of the books. After I watched the movie, I fucking loved the movies. Then I read the books and I was like, holy shit, this book is so fucking good.
Yeah, there's so that's the funny thing is actually like for me of course Pixelmon froze. God damn you. But for me that's what excites me about the prospect that Disney owns Percy Jackson now. they already owned the book distribution rights, which is really awesome. But now they also own the rights to the movies and stuff.
Oh, and imagine a Marvel style fucking Percy Jackson movie.
They're making it into a TV series,
Oh,
which excites me because there's a lot more they can do with that.
God damn.
One sec, I think my E drive came off. Damn. So we're gonna not be playing Pixelmon for a little bit. We're gonna switch over to something else quick. Probably just play around a TFT, just because it's easier that way.
Man, I just had something come to my mind, and just as quick as it came to my mind, I lost it.
Oh no! Oh, am I still streaming? Says I'm still online. I just can't pull up Streamlabs.
I can double check for you.
Yeah, see if I'm still streaming.
Yeah, you're still streaming. You're good, Chief.
Okay. It's kind of annoying. I can't change anything right now, though. Which sucks, so. Because I don't really want to stop it and restart.
Yeah, I feel you.
But, yeah, so it excites me, the prospect of a series with Disney, especially if they put the money into it, because they can go more in depth with a series. And it's already been confirmed by Rick Riordan that Disney has brought him in to write and advise.
Oh, they have him working there too? Okay.
Yep.
That's great. That's
And
amazing.
each season will be a different book. So they're
my
not
God.
rushing. Which is
Oh my
so
God.
amazing to think about. The fact that
That's-
we don't
that's
have to
great.
worry about them like, oh my God, we need to hurry up and get this out. Like, my thing is, I don't want it to be live action. And they've already confirmed it's going to be. I don't want it to be live action.
dude.
I don't for one reason. That means they have to rush these kids through getting the series done. I would prefer it be animated because then they don't have to worry about typecasting these characters and getting the perfect people that look just like them. I would prefer them focus on the sound and the personalities of the characters, because I think that's so important to a lot of these characters, like Annabeth and Grover. I think are extremely important characters that I loved the Grover in the movies. I will state that. I know a lot of people didn't like him because, oh, he's black, but he was funny. I would have liked him to be a little more awkward, but he was a good Grover. Annabeth was bland and boring, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I see that, yeah. But in my eyes, if the way that you described the show, it's basically the movie if they actually like went through everything.
And that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. I really, really hope it's like that.
So, because I know we said we wanted to do a shorter episode, and since I can't actually stream anyways, is there any movie or TV show you are really excited about right now?
That I'm really excited about. Right
That you cannot wait to come out?
Oh, that I cannot wait to come out.
Yeah.
Dude, I was watching Cobra Kai.
I've been wanting to. It looks good.
I am waiting for the next fucking season, dude.
I've heard it's really
Next-
good. I'm
the-
tempted.
The next season, season 3, is gonna be fucking insane.
It's valid.
And
I'm excited for
I'm
Godzilla
really
vs.
looking
Kong.
forward to that.
I'm excited for Godzilla vs. Kong.
Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan, but I know there's a lot of hype for that movie.
I just hope they learn from the first two movies. I want to see more kaijus kick the shit out of each other. That is what these movies are about. Just let the monsters fight. They're monster movies. Let them kick the shit out of each other, please. It's all I want.
Do these movies play out by it's just like 80% of the movie is just people trying to figure out what the fuck they're gonna do?
Right? That's how it feels, and I hate it. I am excited for Arcane. I think is the show, the League of Legends TV show. I think it's called Arcane.
A TV show.
They announced it like not BlizzCon, Worlds ago.
Brian, if it's not a new skin line or if it's not a new game mode,
It's valid.
I usually just don't pay attention.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. It should be fun. I hope they finally give us a little more lore into the world of League.
Is it animated or live action?
It is animated.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited for the Critical Role TV show because of course I am.
Oh,
I
they
love.
got a TV show now?
There's a cartoon coming out later this year.
Damn.
Either later this year or early next year. I can't remember, but it's going to be a cartoon based on their original characters. I'm really excited for it. I hope this leads to more D&D based projects. I think Dungeons and Dragons, the worlds that already exist, are so rich for storytelling that I think it needs to be explored a little more. Well, there was something else I was going to say. I'm excited to see what comes next for Marvel. I'm excited
for sure.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse. We're not going to talk WandaVision spoilers here, but I am excited for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse.
I will say, we've already spoke about this.
We have in person, yes. I liked it. I know you didn't.
Yeah, I binge watched the entire thing. I watched it all in one day. I waited for it to all finish to watch it, and I made sure I didn't get spoiled, or I didn't have any conversations. I didn't look